People often expect a single goal to become the whole picture of their happiness. You've worked months for something, maybe years. The day comes, you get it, you achieve it, and instead of joy, there's nothing. A strange silence, an empty feeling you can't name. That's what we're talking about today. It's strange. For years, you believe that one moment will change everything. One phone call, one success, one goal. One day after which you'll finally feel different, as if somewhere in the future there's a version of you that no longer doubts itself, that is no longer lost, that no longer feels that quiet emptiness while staring at the ceiling at night. And then, after all those years, you arrive there, you get what you wanted, and instead of an explosion of emotion, something much quieter appears. Not sadness, not disappointment, just a strange feeling with no real name, as if you expected the world to open up, but instead it simply continues as if nothing happened. And maybe that's the part nobody talks about. While we chase something, we feel alive, because every day has direction, every day has a reason. There is something ahead of us that promises change. But when you finally arrive, the noise that pushed you forward suddenly disappears. And for the first time in a long while, you are left alone with yourself. Maybe the problem was never the goal. Maybe we simply believed for too long that arriving would save us from ourselves. Some people mistake progress for escape. That's why some people achieve everything they dreamed of and still feel as if something is missing. Not because they are ungrateful, not because success has no value, but because human beings were never made only for arrival. There is a strange psychological peace inside the pursuit, inside planning, inside imagining the future, inside the feeling that you are still on your way towards something. Because while you are moving toward a goal, you can still believe that the goal will transform you. But once you arrive, there is nowhere left to project that version of yourself. And then begins something far quieter than failure. Facing the fact that you are still the same person who once wanted all of this. Imagine someone could give you everything instantly. All the success, all the money, all the answers, the life you want. Without waiting, without struggle, without the journey. How long would that life still feel real? Some people spend years emotionally waiting to become themselves. Maybe people do not suffer only because they don't have what they want. Maybe a part of them lives through the pursuit itself, through the feeling of movement, through the hope that somewhere ahead there is something that will give meaning to all of this. And maybe that is why arrival is often quieter than we imagined, because the top is not a place where a person stays for long. When you climb all the way to the top, there is nobody up there, only silence and the view of the road you took to get there. And maybe for the first time, you realize that the most important part of all of this was never the goal itself. Maybe the most important part was what you had to become while walking toward it. The discipline you didn't have before, the patience you were forced to learn, the versions of yourself that had to die along the way. Because people rarely notice how much the journey changes them while they are still walking through it. Only when they stop do they realize how much they are no longer the same person. Sometimes the person searching disappears before the destination arrives. Maybe that is why some victories feel almost unreal once they finally happen, because a part of us never even wanted the ending. Some versions of a person exist only while searching for something, only while believing that meaning is still a few steps ahead of them. And maybe that is why, even after arrival, after all the goals are achieved, after the moment we thought would change everything, we still turn back toward the road. Maybe we spend too much of our lives imagining a final version of ourselves, a point somewhere ahead where everything finally becomes quiet. But maybe human life was never built around arrival. I believe that there is no final place where a person finally arrives.